Are you struggling to 3-star and need an easy strategy to push trophies and win wars? Worry no more, because I have put together a tutorial for every town hall level. I will show you an easy strategy to start using straight away, alongside with an exact army composition to use, as well as what hero abilities are the best, and all of that without spending a single drop of dark elixir on super troops. To demonstrate how powerful these attack strategies are, we are going to be attacking the best base layouts designed by professional base builders. At Town Hall 1 there is nothing to talk about, but at Town Hall 2 the best army to use is a combination of giants and archers. Giants will go in first, as they are the meat shields to protect archers while they are making most of the damage. If there are multiple defenses exposed like this, then try to deploy your giants and archers in separate groups, as you can see right here. This way you can significantly increase the chances of 3-starring a village. At Town Hall 3 many people are going to unlock that clan castle, which is the main threat that has to be taken care of first. Keeping that in mind, we are going to be using this army composition, and I will explain why. First of all, check if there are any defending troops by deploying one of the archers into the clan castle's trigger radius. One of the most annoying defending troops you could face at this town hall level is the baby dragon, and it can be defeated by luring it away from the defenses and then circling it with all the archers. This method can be used against all types of defending troops. Once the defending clan castle troops are dead, it's time to get rid of that mortar, as it's the second biggest threat to your army. For that we are going to use 10 giants in a way that would allow them to destroy the mortar as soon as possible. In case there is a base where the mortar is nicely in the middle of the base protected by walls, then all you have to do is use one giant to distract the mortar and rest of the giants to break a wall from a different location, which then allows them to funnel straight towards the mortar. Once most of the defenses are destroyed, send in those goblins to help to clean up the rest of the buildings. When it comes to Town Hall 4, then this is where you will unlock the balloons. There are 3 easy steps how to defeat every base. First of all, we need to get rid of the defending clan castle troops. In case there is a baby dragon, then bring them away from the defenses and surround them with archers like we did at Town Hall 3. If there is a Valkyrie inside the clan castle, then archers are not gonna work. In fact, there won't be a troop at this level that could kill a Valkyrie. The only option is to get a baby dragon and a balloon inside your clan castle. Ask it from your clan mates, or if you don't have a clan, simply join an active request and go clan for the CC troops. Once you have the baby dragon in your castle, then lure the defending CC troops near to the side where the air defense is, because this is where you want to initiate your balloon attack from. Now drop your CC to kill the Valkyrie, and this is where the second step starts, which is to destroy the air defense ASAP. I would advise to use at least 6 balloons to take down the air defense, and once that is out of the way, the third step is to get rid of the archer towers. For that you should have 2 balloons left for each archer tower. That is enough to take down all of the air targeting defenses, which then allows you to deploy the rest of the archers to clean up the base. At Town Hall 5 the army remains almost the same, except now we have access to the lightning spells, and we need that one giant to lure out the clan castle troops. As the bases get bigger, the harder it is to lure out CC, and for that reason a beefy defense targeting giant is a perfect pick for that. Once the enemy CC troops have been drawn away from the defenses, use one of the lightning spells so that it would damage all the troops, and if necessary use some of the archers to kill the rest of the defending troops. As soon as the enemy CC troops are dead, it's time to deploy the balloons and funnel them to the air defense. The best way to funnel balloons is to look at the closest defenses. Since here is a gold collector, then the shortest distance to the next defense for balloons would be that air defense. So for that reason I deployed 5 balloons per defense right here, followed by a CC filled with balloons. This way there will be in total 13 balloons that are just too much for the air defense to handle. Also try to hit that second lightning spell so that it would damage the air defense and any of its nearby defenses too. Then it's time to deploy the rest of the balloons. In this case I dropped 2 balloons for the cannon so that the troops would funnel around the base, and then 4 balloons for each archer tower to destroy all the air targeting defenses first. As soon as the balloons have destroyed the defenses, start deploying the rest of the archers to clean up buildings, and make sure to pay attention if there are any corner builder huts, because these can cause you to run out of time. At Town Hall 6 we are going to switch to ground attack and I am gonna show you why. Here is an anti-ground base design with many spring trap locations which is ideal to showcase how strong this army is. As always for those lower Town Hall levels we will start with luring out the clan castle troops. One of the worst defending CC troops you could potentially go against is a combination of Baby Dragon and a Valkyrie. What you wanna do is to bring them to the side where you are later going to send in your main army. Circle them with about 10 archers and then distract them with one giant. Deploy also some wizards around the defending CC to deal even more damage while deploying more and more giants to keep them distracted. As soon as the Baby Dragon and Valkyrie are dead, place rest of the giants followed with the Root Rider from the clan castle. Root Rider is the best attacking CC troop you can have as it is really tanky and also it is the most reliable way of breaking through the walls. If your clan mates don't have Root Riders to donate then simply take part of the raid weekend to earn raid medals to give troops for yourself. I am earning around 1500 raid medals per week which means I could give 150 Root Riders to my CC every week which is way more than you probably ever need. Anyway, coming back to the attack. Whenever your giants are below 50% health use heal spell to keep them nice and healthy. Once the defenses are destroyed deploy the rest of the archers to clean up any of the buildings that are left and just like that you can triple an anti-ground base with ground troops. When it comes to Town Hall 7 then here we are going to use dragons and lightning spells. To demonstrate how strong this strategy is we have set up an anti-air base design. First thing you have to figure out is where the air sweeper is. Once you have found it, see in which direction is it facing. Always attack from behind the air sweeper and in this case it's going to be from the top right side. Now that we know where to attack from we are going to use few dragons to create a funnel before the main attack starts. While they are cleaning those outer buildings get rid of one of the air defenses that is the furthest from the dragons using 5 lightning spells. Since the enemy BK can be a huge distraction to the dragons then it's important to silence him as quickly as possible. To do that we are going to use the clan castle Root Rider for tanking the damage and our own king to send that enemy BK to sleep. Now spread out those balloons along the side to trigger any potential traps and send in the rest of the dragons. The last lightning spell should be used according to the clan castle troops. If there is no defending clan castle then deal some damage to the last standing air defense. If there are clan castle troops then you might want to use the lighting on them like I just did. In case there are many low housing space troops then the lighting spell can really save some valuable seconds. At this town hall level many bases have corner builder huts so make sure to snipe them down using archers that I included into this army specifically for that. At Town Hall 8 we are going to be using the good old Goho attack strategy. To understand how this army works imagine that every base you attack is a cake. Your kill squad creates a perfect funnel by eating the first piece out of the cake and then the hog riders are gonna take care of the rest. In reality you want to pick a side where you can remove the defenses all the way to the core of the base. Personally I went with the right side as the enemy CC was on that side. First thing you wanna do is lure out the clan castle and bring them away from the defenses using an archer. As soon as they get close to the archer drop that poison spell on them and send in few wizards. Once enemy CC troops are dead send in the golem so that he would tank all the damage while the rest of troops are clearing out the buildings working their way inside the base. Whatever the case, the best clan castle troop to have with you is the Root Rider as it's really tanky and can also break the walls so that the whole kill squad could move towards the core of the base. As soon as the Root Rider is gonna destroy that cannon it's time to send in all the Hog Riders. Now the most important task is to pay attention whenever the Hog Riders are getting low in health or are about to run over any potential giant bomb. In these cases be ready to drop a heal spell on them. While they are destroying the defenses you can already use some of the cleanup troops on buildings that are in a safe distance from the defenses. In case your Hog Riders have triggered any of the skeleton traps then there is a second poison spell specially for them. When it comes to hero equipment then I would suggest to use the Barbarian Puppet and Rage Vial combination for the health recovery and cleanup help from the barbarians. If you are going to plan your attack using the cake funneling technique then it's very likely that most troops will end up staying alive as seen right here. At Town Hall 9 the easiest attack strategy is Zap Lava Loon. First step while scouting a base is to find where you can use your lightning spells so that it would take down one of the air defenses as well as that enemy archer queen. As soon as that queen steps next to the air defense just drop all 5 lightning spells on them and now the next step is to lure out the enemy clan castle. For that we are going to use 2 giants. Sometimes it's not so easy to lure out the clan castle, and in these instances you just got to send in the whole kill squad. But try to find a spot where you can also get down another one of those air defenses for some extra value. Once you have drawn the enemy CC away from the defenses, drop a poison on them and deploy few wizards and both heroes to get rid of them as soon as possible. Then send in your CC with a Root Rider and Hog Riders to destroy that air defense. When it comes to the hero equipment, then I went with the Earthquake Boots and Rage Vial for the king. Earthquake Boots because there are so many closed compartments, and Rage Vial for that extra damage and health recovery. If you have the Giant Arrow at a decent level, then use it for some extra damage on defenses, and Invisibility Vial as the second ability. For the future reference, if you have any of the epic abilities unlocked, then feel free to use them. Now that 2 air defenses are destroyed, it's time to start with the main attack by sending in the Lava Hounds from different angles around the air defense to tank the damage and trigger any potential traps along the way. Then send in the balloons in groups of 3 behind those Lava Hounds. In order to get the air defense down ASAP, use that haste spell to speed up the balloons. It's kinda situational how you will use your second haste spell, but I would typically use it to reach to any of the key defenses faster, or when Air Sweeper is blowing away the balloons. Heal spell should be used whenever necessary to keep the balloons alive. Since the BK was earlier able to get down that left side air defense, then now you can use the rest of the balloons to clean up any of the buildings needed. If BK didn't get the air defense destroyed, then you would have had to use those 3 balloons to destroy the air defense whenever the Lava Hounds would have arrived. And lastly, once it's safe, deploy the minions to clean up any of the buildings left for an easy 3-star. Next up, at Town Hall 10, I have some secret tricks up my sleeve to share with you. If you ever encounter a base like this where air defenses are in a perfect line, then you must use the Giant Arrow. Simply align your Archer Queen with the air defenses, and just like that you can get some insane value out of just one hero ability. Next up, we are going to delete rest of the air defenses by using 3 lightning spells and 1 earthquake spell on each of them. Make sure to drop the spells so that they will deal some damage to nearby defenses too. Since Town Hall 10 is where you will unlock that Vamp Stash, which is one of the best common abilities for BK, then we are going to use it to create a funnel for dragons. Vamp Stash paired with the Rage Vial is a perfect combo to keep the BK alive as long as possible while he is cleaning up those outer buildings. Once the funnel has been made, it's time to deploy the balloons along the side to check for any potential traps and then send in the dragons. Now we also have access to siege machines, and since we are using an air attack, then the perfect fit is the Stone Slammer with some balloons. In case there are single targeting Inferno towers in the base, then use those rage spells to get your troops forward quicker, because these Infernos can kill your dragons really fast. If possible, ask your clanmates or use raid medals to get rocket balloons, as they are the best CC for this army. If it's difficult to get rocket balloons, then the regular balloons are really good as well. I also included that 1 baby dragon to this army composition to help with the cleanup. At Town Hall 11 we have a very spammy but fun army to use. To start off, we have to create a funnel, and to do that the safest option is by picking one of the sides and then clearing out the corner buildings using ice golems and wizards. Once the funnel has been created, it's time to send in the rest of the ice golems along the side, followed by log launcher, heroes, witches, and lastly the bowlers. As soon as the troops enter the base, use your first rage spell to give them some extra damage and speed to work their way into the core of the base. Also use that Grand Warden's ability whenever your troops are under a lot of damage, like in this case enemy CC troops and Eagle artillery shells were being shot at my troops. The best hero ability for Grand Warden doesn't matter that much as long as you will always take that Eternal Tome with you. When it comes to the Queen, then the Giant Arrow paired with Invisibility Vial are the go-to common abilities, as it can save the Queen from a sticky situation while dealing some nice damage to any of the buildings on her way. Vamp Stash and Rage Vial are still the best common abilities for the King, as they help him to survive even under a lot of damage. Once again, if you have any of the epic abilities, then make sure to use them. Now when the core of the base is nicely cleaned up, it's time to drop the bat spells to help clean up the remaining defenses. As always, try to use them all in one place, as they are the strongest when they are together. In case there are any splash damage or multi-targeting defense in the radius, use freeze spell on those defenses, because bats have very little hit points. So be especially aware of wizard towers and multi-targeting inferno towers, as they can delete your bats in a matter of seconds. At Town Hall 12, the easiest but most OP army consists of different golems and loads of witches. To start off, we will be getting rid of those multi-inferno towers, as they are the biggest threat against the witches. First of all, simply use those earthquake spells to damage as many defenses around the Inferno Tower as possible. Then drop 4 lightning spells on each Inferno Tower to destroy them. It's good to use those lightning spells so that you can damage nearby ground defenses alongside with the Inferno Tower, as this spell has a 2-tile effect radius around it. Now we are going to pick one side where we are going to attack from. Because the Eagle Artillery can cause some problems to witches, then we are going to attack from the bottom left side by sending in the golems and ice golems. Then deploy the BK from the left to create a funnel for the witches. Since golems are tanking all the damage, deploy also the log launcher from the middle to make an opening into the base. To finish the funnel, use Archer Queen from the bottom side, and now deploy the Grand Warden alongside with all the witches. When it comes to hero abilities, then Vamp Stash and Rage Vial combo is the best for the king. Queen has that giant arrow and invisibility vial, meanwhile Grand Warden is rocking the good old Eternal Tome with a life gem for some extra hit points and damage increase. Ever since Supercell introduced the Root Rider into the game, it's been the go-to CC troop to have alongside with ground armies, and at Town Hall 12 you can have 2 of them, so it's a really good pick for the CC. Once the troops are approaching the core of the base, drop that rage spell to destroy any of the key defenses or a town hall as quickly as possible. At Town Hall 12 for the first time there is a defensive weapon that deals a ton of damage, so you might want to use the Grand Warden's ability once the Giga Tesla gets triggered. As soon as the defending clan castle troops are about to attack your troops, drop a poison spell on them to slow them down. What's really good about witches is that the Lares can distract the enemy CC troops for days while witches are able to deal damage to them from a distance. Make sure to use the hero abilities in time, but if you have trouble activating them, then switch on from the settings to automatically use abilities on knockout. The last baby dragon is purely for the purpose to help you clean up the last remaining buildings for an easy 3-star. At Town Hall 13 all you need for an easy 3-star are 10 Yetis and 10 witches. In order for this strategy to work, first of all we have to find where we can create a clear passage through the whole base using a log launcher and the earthquake spells. Because we have a triple wall right here, then this is where we can use the earthquake spells, which means we can potentially attack from the upper right side using a log launcher. Second thing we have to consider before attacking is if we can use this side to create a proper funnel for the main army. Since it's no problem to clear out those outer buildings, then this is when we are going to use 1 Yeti and 2 witches on both sides. Once the funnel has been created, it's time to send in all the Yetis along the side. Then deploy the log launcher so it can start working on opening up those walls. Now send in all the heroes and lastly spread those witches along the side. As you might have noticed, I immediately use the Queen's ability to clear out some of the buildings and to spawn those healers. If you don't have a healer puppet ability at least level 6, then swap it with the invisibility vial. As the troops are moving towards the core, start using the rage spells and freeze spells whenever necessary, especially when any of the heroes are in danger. As the troops are slowly approaching those 3 layers of walls, it's time to use 4 earthquake spells to destroy them. Once the troops are in the core, use another rage spell and freeze the town hall if possible. If there are any defending CC troops, make sure to slow them down by using a poison spell. As soon as the town hall is about to get destroyed, pop that Grand Warden's ability to keep as many troops alive as possible. For the Warden I would advise to use the standard ability set with the Eternal Tome and Life Gem. Use that last rage spell to help the troops to take down any of the last remaining key defenses. The best common hero equipment for the king is the Vamp Stash Rage Vial combo that can keep the BK alive despite being dealt a lot of damage. As always, if you happen to have any of the epic abilities, then definitely make sure to use them. At Town Hall 14 we have a very easy yet reliable attack strategy that can be executed by following these 3 steps. First of all, we have to pick the correct side where we are going to send in our troops, and that comes down to the location of a few key buildings. If the town hall is at the outer areas as seen right here, then you might want to attack from the town hall side. If the town hall is located somewhere in the middle of the base, then pick a side where you can get the Eagle Artillery destroyed the quickest. Once the side has been picked, it's time for the second step, which is to create a funnel. You can use that flame flinger from one side, but make sure the closest defense is not a mortar or a ground targeting expo, because they will outrange the flame flinger. As soon as it's safe, deploy 1 wizard to clean up any of the outer buildings. Meanwhile, you can already place that BK with Mighty Yak to clear the buildings from the opposite side. To finish creating a perfect funnel, we will also use baby dragons to ensure the main army will walk straight towards the core of the base. Coming quickly back to the king, I am using Vamp Stash and Rage Vial combo, which is ideal for cleaning up those outer buildings. Because I knew enemy BK could distract my main army, I used the ability early. Now that the funnel has been created, all the Yetis, Electro Titans and heroes can go in. Once again, if you have healer puppets at a decent level, then use them with the queen to heal up the army. Since there are many key defenses around the town hall, then we are going to use the rage spell to get through them quickly. As soon as that defensive weapon from the town hall gets triggered, use Grand Warden's ability. Because I knew my whole army would walk through the poison, then I also picked the healing tome to keep my troops alive even after the eternal tome effect has run out. In case enemy CC troops are around, use that poison spell to make them weaker, and now use the jump spell if necessary. If you are wondering which pet synergizes the best with which hero, then this is the safest option you can go with pretty much in every situation. In case your troops get stuck behind a wall, then we have plenty of rage spells to help them out. Simply place the rage so that it would give some benefits for cleaning out those defenses as well as knocking down those walls. Or if all the rage spells have been used, then you can always release those CC troops from the flame flinger that can easily break the walls for your troops. Having root riders in your CC is the best option for ground attacks, as they will clean up any of the remaining defenses with ease. Talking about root riders, this is going to be the main army for Town Hall 15 alongside with hog riders. First of all, you want to pick the side where you can get the eagle artillery destroyed the quickest. Then we will create a funnel from both corners using heroes. As I have repeated many times in this video, then the best common ability combo for the king is Vamp Stash with Rage Vial, as he can keep cleaning those outer buildings for days. From another corner, we are going to use the queen with a giant arrow and healer puppets. If you don't have these abilities at a decent level, then feel free to switch them with any of the other ones you have upgraded to a higher level. In case you do have the giant arrow, then make sure to place the queen so it would shoot through the whole base to deal damage to as many buildings as possible, but avoid hitting the town hall at all cost, because otherwise you might have to deal with its damage way earlier. Once the funnel has been created, deploy all the root riders along the side followed by the rest of the heroes. For the siege machine, I would suggest the battle drill, but sometimes I like to use the siege barrack too for extra cleanup troops. Lastly, send in the hog riders, and now try your best to keep them alive using heal spells. When it comes to hero pets, then my go-to best option for every situation would be Diddy for the BK, Unicorn for the queen, Lizard for the warden, and Phoenix for the champion. Now we are going to see the worst case scenario you could have with this army, as there are double poison spell towers alongside with a triple ice golem that will keep the whole army stuck at one place for ages. But luckily, this is going to demonstrate how strong these root riders are with the right spell and Grand Warden ability combination. First of all, use those heal spells when the troops run into those poison spells. Make sure to use one of your own poison spells on enemy CC if they are somewhere close. Also keep those high damage defenses frozen using the freeze spells. Whenever the troops are about to get low in hit points, use that Grand Warden's ability. Every time you see there are many high damage key defenses in the core, pick that healing tome along with Eternal Tome to heal up your whole army. Once the town hall goes down, there will be another nasty poison spell on the ground, so you'd better use that last heal spell to keep the troops alive. As soon as the core is down, the rest is easy for root riders to clean up. Because that monolith deals a ton of damage to high hit point targets, then use a skeleton spell to distract it for a little while. Also, once it's safe, start deploying wizards to help clean up the rest of the buildings for an easy 3-star. At Town Hall 16, the easiest and most reliable army consists of root riders and electro titans. I have been using this attack strategy in Clan Wars, and it's been consistently 3-starring every base on its way. All you have to do is find a side where you can easily create a funnel by using your heroes. If you are going to send your BK to clean up only outer buildings, then go with Vamp Stash and Rage Vial, but if you are going to use it to dive into the core of the base later on, then take Giant Gauntlet instead of Vamp Stash. From the other side, use the Archer Queen to finish the funnel, and once that is done, then deploy all the root riders, electro titans and heroes. Lastly, send in that battle blimp, and as soon as it's about to leave Grand Warden's aura, use the Eternal Tome ability so the blimp can easily fly into the core to take out that town hall. Once it arrives, drop one of the rage spells on the CC troops for a faster cleanup. Now simply keep your main portion of the army alive by using heal spells. When it comes to hero pets, then the best option with this army is the same same as at Town Hall 15, except we are going to use that new Spirit Fox with the Royal Champion. Since I already knew that my queen is most likely going to walk around the base, then for her I picked the Giant Arrow for some extra damage on buildings and the good old Invisibility Vial to keep her alive a few more seconds. In case there are any epic abilities available for the heroes, then make sure to use them, as they usually work a lot better than common abilities. As we know, epic abilities are good only if you can upgrade their level as high as possible, so you need a lot of ores. Luckily I have an in-depth guide how to earn 3 times more ores than an average player. Definitely make sure to watch it next to gain some valuable knowledge.